This morning's call to worship words are from Lawrence McGinty. To this house we come bringing our boldest dreams, seeking here the inspiration and strength to make them be. To this house we come hoping to bury broken dreams, to be sustained through their pain and to discover new ones amidst their tears. We come here lonely, isolated from meaningful human contact, searching for warmth and closeness and care. Needing to grow beyond plateaus of the commonplace, we seek here challenges and commitments, productive of greater wholeness and deeper meanings. We come intense and constructed, hoping for encouragement to shed our pretenses and to be ourselves. Filled with despair and self-doubt, we seek affirmations, prodding us to say yes to ourselves and to life. Somehow, always putting happiness ahead of ourselves, we enter this place trusting that what happens here will enable us to make and to accept a little bit of it now, today. Strange place, this house. Here we cry, sing, laugh, hurt, dance, touch, survive, celebrate, grow, search, doubt, hope, rejoice, pray, trust, care, learn, think, wonder, be, become. Yes, this morning, to this house we come. And our chalice lighting words come from Melanie Davis. Under the right circumstances, playing with fire is a delight. Imagine being gathered around a fire pit as the crackling flames invite us to sing, dance, and roast a marshmallow or two. Our chalice also invites us to play, although with ideas rather than with marshmallows. The flame encourages us to explore who we are, who our neighbors are, and where we are on our spiritual journeys. Today we light this chalice in the spirit of play. Let us trust the light to guide us in this hour and in the days to come, finding joy along the way. Now, please stand and body your spirit as we recite the words of our covenant. We unite to strengthen the bonds of kinship among all persons, to promote human dignity, and to increase reverence for life's creating, sustaining, and transforming power through worship, study, and service. Remaining standing, we sing hymn number 7, The Leaf Unfurling.
The leaf unfurling, leaping through air, newborn child of Hera's care, these constant common miracles we share. Alleluia, alleluia. All life is one single branching tree. To you and me. Alleluia, alleluia. The self-same bells were joy and sorrow ring. One can know what the next hour will bring. We cry, we laugh, we mourn, and still we sing.
One more little announcement. This is about the Seder, the Jewish Passover Seder. We have our own Unitarian version of it, and we're starting to take registration today when you leave here. I can give you all the information if you stop at the table, and we hope you can make it. It's really, really heart-rending and helpful, especially with things going on here about freedom. Thank you.
Our message for all ages this morning is The Circles All Around Us by Brad and Christy Montague.
The Circles All Around Us, written by Brad Montague, illustrations by Brad and Christy Montague, published by Dial Books for Young Readers. We begin by drawing a circle on the ground along each shoe. A safe little place for just one person, nobody in the circle but you. You could keep that circle closed to everyone but yourself, but that would be like a library with just one book on the shelf. So let's draw a bigger circle for you and your family to share. Now you see what all can happen in a circle full of care. It becomes a happier circle as more loved ones come to stay. And wouldn't it be even better if all of your friends could come and play? So you stretch and draw your circle even bigger than it's been. And let a few more people know they're welcome to come in. In the circles all around us, everywhere that we all go, there's a difference we can make and a love we can all show. Yet, there are still so many outside the circle who are different in all they do. Though it feels slightly uncomfortable, we draw a bigger circle for them too. It doesn't mean the circle is easy. It can get harder the more we share. But wonderful things can happen when love is known and felt everywhere. As time passes, our eyes open. We see others we really care for, and that's when we ask ourselves, well, what's the circle really there for? So let us create bigger circles all around us for the rest of our days. Let our caring ripple out in a million little ways. In the circles all around us, everywhere that we all go, there's a difference we can make and a love we can all show. As our circles grow and grow, and we watch them wonder-eyed, remember the first circle started with just the love you hold inside.
Good morning. So I'd like to ask that anyone who might be interested in becoming an usher, there's a sign-up sheet outside. We're always in need of ushers, and I'm very grateful for ushers. I'd be happy to explain how it works anytime. So now it is offering time, and we are giving thanks. Giving thanks is an important part of living in a covenantal community. Your financial gifts show gratitude for how our congregation supports us all. We are wildly grateful for you and this support. Without you, our mission to inspire, heal, and belong could not be fulfilled. Your gifts of gratitude will now be gratefully received.
Good morning. My name is Vlad Krastev. My pronouns are he, him, and I'm your worship associate for today. We recognize the joys and concerns within our congregation this week and remind you to let us know if you have a sorrow that might be halved or a joy that might be doubled. Your community is here for you. We send love and care to Dent Huncha and Stephanie Lacanti that they may be surrounded by loved ones as they prepare to celebrate their wedding on Friday. Our hearts are with Allison Vernon's beloved son-in-law Harold as he travels to the Philippines to visit his family this month. We wish him safe journeys and a smooth and easy return in May, devoid of any bureaucratic paperwork or nefarious customs agents. May prayer and good thoughts smooth your way, Harold. For all those intentions which remain in the secret sanctuary of our hearts, know that you are held and loved. Please remain seated as we sing our reflection hymn, number 123, Spirit of Life.
Good morning again. After a several-year hiatus, we are very excited to bring back our spiritual journey services this morning. For those of you who are new or newer to Countryside, these services are somewhat unique in that the service is centered around stories of members' faith journeys. This morning, we will hear the spiritual journeys of LaBedz and Bev Leachman. As we prepare to move into the spiritual journeys portion of our service, let's center ourselves with these meditation words from Leslie Auva Fales. All that we have been separately and all that we will become together is stretched out before and behind us, like stars scattered across a canvas of sky. We stand at the precipice, arms locked together like tandem skydivers working up the courage to jump. Tell me, friends, what have we got to lose? Our fear of failure? Our mistrust of our own talents? What have we got to lose? A poverty of the spirit? The lie that we are alone? What wonders await us in the space between the first leap and the moment our feet, our wheels, however we move our bodies across this precious earth, touch down softly on unknown soil? What have we got to lose that we can't replace with some previously unimaginable joy? Blessed are you, Spirit of Life, who has sustained us, enlivened us, and enabled us to reach this moment. Give us courage in our leaping and gratitude in our landing, and share with us in the joy of a long and fruitful ministry together.
The first reading today is The Spider's Web by E.B. White. The spider, dropping down from twig, unfolds a plan of her devising, a thin, premeditated rig to use in rising. And all that journey down from space, in cool descent and loyal-hearted, she spins a ladder to the place from where I started. Thus I, gone forth as spiders do, in spider's web a truth discerning, attach one silken strand to you for my returning.
Good morning. I'm Gary LaBedz, and this is my religious and spiritual journey. Like many of you, I am a convert to Unitarian Universalism. The journey which brought me to this church and to Unitarian Universalism began in childhood. I was born in Chicago and brought up in the Catholic faith. I was fortunate because my parents were not very devout Catholics, and my religious upbringing was not particularly strict. In fact, while my two older brothers attended a Catholic grammar school nearby, by the time I was ready for school, my parents had decided that I should go to the newly opened public school in our neighborhood. I didn't know it at the time, but as I look back, I can see that that choice had a profound and lasting impact on my religious beliefs. Because I attended a public school while most of my neighborhood friends attended the Catholic school, I developed two groups of friends. One group in my neighborhood, which were primarily Catholic, and another group at public school who came from a variety of religious backgrounds, mainly Protestant, but also Russian Orthodox, Greek Orthodox, Jewish, and of course a few Catholics. Because of this exposure to people of many different faiths, I came to realize that us Catholics were not the only game in town, despite what I was taught in catechism classes. I was thus confronted early on with a couple of contradictions. If Catholicism was the one true religion and only Catholics could get into heaven, why were there so many good people that were not Catholic? And why would a loving God condemn those otherwise good people simply because they were not born in a Catholic family? It just didn't make sense. Although I attended a public grammar school, ironically, I went on to attend a Catholic high school and a Catholic university. While I took religious and philosophy classes in high school and college, rather than strengthening my Catholic faith, they only served to cause me to question the tenets of the Catholic religion. In fact, it was while I was enrolled at DePaul University that I worked up the courage to stop regularly attending Sunday Mass. I had finally reached the point where I could no longer pretend to support a religion I didn't believe in. A few years after graduating from college, I became comfortable enough with my non-belief that I would say that I was an atheist whenever the subject of religion would come up. Based on my experience in the world, I came to the conclusion that there could not be a God, at least not the God that I was taught to believe in by my Catholic education. My break with the Catholic Church was not based on some sudden traumatic event, but rather an evolution and a maturing of thought. This non-religious period of my life lasted more than 20 years. Throughout that time, I read and studied philosophy and various religions, trying to find answers to many of the big questions most of us wrestle with, such as, why are we here? And if there really is a God, why is there so much evil in the world? Over time, my religious thought has evolved from the certain belief that there is no God into my current belief that there likely is some higher power that I don't comprehend, but that clearly is not the God that I was taught about in school. During this time, Robin and I got married, and they had two children, Laura and Stephen. Robin was raised in a secular Jewish family, so neither of us felt a strong need to belong to a traditional religious community. By default, our children were being raised without any formal religious education. As they got older, we began to worry that without some formal exposure to religion, they might wind up without a moral compass, or worse, join a cult. In my studies of religion, I had come across Unitarian Universalism, and it seemed to fit my non-beliefs. However, I was not motivated to seek out a Unitarian congregation until we panicked about how we might ruin our children's lives if they were raised without some exposure to religious beliefs and practices. So we decided to find a Unitarian church to try out. Fortunately for us, there was this UU church, countryside church, practically in our backyard. Almost from the first time we attended Countryside Church, we felt at home. The sermons resonated with me, and the people who attended accepted me and my non-beliefs. Finally, I had a name for my religious beliefs, Unitarian Universalist. I sometimes joke that I'm a born-again Unitarian Universalist. I used to believe that with enough study and hard work, I would eventually find the answers to all of life's difficult questions. But every time I thought I had an answer, it became clear to me through my subsequent experience that I had no answer at all, or at best only part of an answer. I know that I can freely say this here in this church without fear of reprisal, although some of you would not hesitate for a minute to tell me that you disagree with me. I feel comfortable being a member of this Unitarian Universalist religion. I feel comfortable precisely because the religion does not proclaim to have all the answers. I believe that each one of us is on a spiritual journey. Each one of us comes from a different background, but here we are united in a common pursuit of our own religious beliefs. Each of us is free to explore and find our own answers. I now believe that faith, like life, is a journey with many stops along the way, but without any ultimate destinations. So I'll keep on searching and asking questions. I've come to realize that I probably won't find answers to all my questions, but I'm okay with that. Yes, I'm okay with that.
Our second reading today is from Help, Thanks, Wow, the 3 Essential Prayers by Anne Lamott. Most humbling of all is to comprehend the life-saving gift that your pit crew of people has been for you, and all the experiences you have shared, the joys together, the collaborations, births and deaths, divorces, rehab, and vacations, the solidarity you have shown one another. Every so often you realize that without all of them, your life would be barren and pathetic. It would be death of a salesman, though with email and texting.
Our next affirmation is from Bev Leachman, who unfortunately at the last minute couldn't be here due to illness, but we have her video that we will show.
Hi, my name is Bev Leachman, and I've been asked to share my spiritual journey. I'm sorry I can't be there in person. COVID has hit our house, and we are quarantined for a while. We're doing fine, and hopefully next week we'll be out and about. Well, let me start with my youth. My family lacked spiritual or religious guidance to me. It really wasn't there. We did go to church, but there was no connection. And I never felt really comfortable in a traditional church. But I knew inside that there in my heart there was something more, and I was really curious about it. And I did know that there was a voice that I heard, and I followed when I was in danger. It would pop up when I was in danger or maybe needed to make a big decision. And the best example of that is when I went on my first date with my husband, Rob. That voice said, he's the one. And we married, and we've been happily married for 44 years. As an adult, like in my 20s, 30s, and 40s, I became what was back then called a student of New Age thinking. And I took courses, I read books, but I think I was looking for enlightenment, and I was looking for it out there, that the answer was somewhere out there, and I just needed to seek the right person to find it. Well, that didn't happen. But I did have a lot of support from my husband and friends in my journey, and they accepted me learning new things, trying things out spiritually. In my profession, as a speech-language pathologist, looking back, it was a spiritual experience generally. And let me tell you about that. I worked with young children, and I would meet them soul to soul. So we're right here, not me up there. And we'd meet soul to soul. I would create a really caring and loving and safe environment. And I would create an environment that was right for that child. And therapy session after therapy session, they would learn to talk, or they would learn to talk clearer. And then they became happier. And it's like their little hearts just opened up, and they were really changed. And I was really grateful for my career, and I helped many, many, many children find their voices. When we retired, we wanted, and maybe we'll do it again, but we wanted to do some physical quests. And we did them for the being physical, but there was always a spiritual component to that. We hiked the Grand Canyon rim to rim. We biked across the country from coast to coast. We hiked almost 500 miles across northern Spain. And there, let me give you some examples of the spiritual lessons we learned. We really learned to surrender to Mother Earth, that it's powerful, we need to respect it, but it's beautiful and we can connect with it. We also learned we had to be, for our quest to be successful, we had to be in the moment, in the here and now. And doing that every day really made us physically stronger and happier. And another aspect is when you emotionally lose it on one of these quests, and you have to choose either your ego or to listen to that inner voice. Luckily, I listened to the inner voice on the hike across Spain. So now I feel like I really connected with John Kabat-Zinn's book, Arriving at Your Own Door. And I think my journey has full circled me back to myself. And let me read just a little excerpt from his book. Arriving at your own door, we are arriving at our own door. In any and every moment, we could open it. The time has come, yes, but only if we give ourselves over to waking up moment to moment, coming to our senses moment to moment, befriending and transcending our own undeveloped minds. Only if we can perceive the chains of our robotic conditioning, especially our emotional conditioning, and our view of who we are. Peel our own image from the mirror. And in the perceiving, in seeing what is here to be seen, hearing what is here to be heard, watch the chains dissolve in the seeing, in the hearing, as we rotate back into our large original beauty, as we greet ourselves arriving at our own door, as we love again the stranger who was ourself. We can, we will, for what else ultimately is there for us to do. Well, thank you for allowing me to share my spiritual journey.
We're coming to the end of the month of our theme of trust. And we're going to be entering the month of the theme of joy. I don't know about you, but I've been struggling with trust and joy recently. But it is never a struggle here. Here I can trust. And here I often find great joy. When there's trust in the room, much good can happen.
When we don't
As we extinguish the chalice, we hear these words from Deborah Burrell. We have basked in the warmth and beauty of this flame in this community. As the chalice flame is extinguished, let us carry its glow within. Let us kindle new sparks within these walls and beyond.
As we prepare for our closing hymn, I would like to say a little bit about the man who wrote this hymn, Fred Kahn. His hymns include both original work and translations, and he sought to address issues of peace and justice. He was born in the Netherlands in July of 1929. He lived through the Nazi occupation. He saw 3 of his grandparents die of starvation and witnessed his parents' deep involvement in the resistance movement. And they took in a number of refugees. He became a pacifist and began attending church in his teens. And he wrote the song that you're about to sing. It's in our hymnal, number 59, Almond Trees Renewed in Bloom, because that's how his family kept their hope up. When spring would come, they would look for things to celebrate. And the plants coming back was something they celebrated greatly because they could trust that that would happen. Please rise and stand if you are willing or able and help us sing hymn number 59, Almond Trees Renewed in Bloom. Almond trees renewed in bloom, do they not proclaim life returning year by year, love that will remain? Almond blossom, sign of life in the face of pain, raises hope in people's hearts. Spring has come again. War destroys 1,000-fold. Hatred scars the earth. On the day when almonds bloom, is a time of fruit. Friends give thanks for almond blooms, swaying in the wind. Tasted that the gift of life triumphs in the end. You may be seated. Many, many, many thanks to Gary and Bev for trusting us with their stories this morning. We conclude the service with these words from Ian Huntington Bear. You are in the story of the world. You are the world coming to know itself. May you trust that all you will ever say or do belongs in the story of the world.